Hello and welcome back. Today I made the AC. I'm going to be using this AC for much of the campaign. It's pretty solid on the fences. I went into the AC test a couple times, changed a couple of things. If I thought the booster was originally too powerful, so I kind of dumbed it down for less use one. I changed up the guns a bit. I changed the armor a couple times, Then I found a very reasonable AC. Not a lot of defense, not a lot of speed. Happy medium. It hits on all the defense points. I have two energy weapons. I have chemical energy and a thermal energy. The shoulders I didn't add anything yet, but I'll go into those real quick. I chose the GGA 115 because it has a ton of ammo capacity to it. It has a lot more ammo capacity than the other ones. Not as much as this, but at the same time I didn't want to sacrifice too much damage, so I can still still make some hits with this. The Gatling gun, do a couple hits of damage on them. Then I went with the heat machine guns, the AU-25 Kalongs. They had the best offense in the heat machine gun section. It still had a good amount of ammo. Reload time isn't that quick, so it's going to be kind of slow to hit. It's going to just fire a lot slower compared to the Gatling gun. It's nice. It hits the chemical energy very nicely. It still hits a lot of shots with the chemical energy, so it can do a ton of damage in the long run. The shoulder ones I'm actually going to add right now. I'm going to add the reserve magazine. I'm probably going to change them later to the CIWS so I can fend off some of the missiles later on. Maybe I'll throw on a vertical missile so I can avoid the fire that just goes up over their head, just hits them right from the top. They're very useful later on against the higher ACs. So I'm just going to choose this reserve magazine, get myself a little bit more ammo. I went with the RFA 222 as a shoulder weapon. It's nice. It has the range I would like to have for a backup weapon. If an AC is hitting me too hard from very close range, I'll switch to the RFA 222 and stay at distance. Compensate for that a little bit. Laser blade, very nice. If I run out of it, if for whatever reason the battle goes a lot longer than I was hoping, I have a laser blade as my secondary on the left. It's a thermal weapon, so even if the enemy's thermal resistance, I can get in close, hit him a couple times with the laser blade, end the fight real quick. The plus side of having the laser blade is there is no ammunition, there's no ammo cost, there's nothing. You have a blade instead of kicking using your charge attack, which is very risky using a charge attack. You can miss and open your hole back up to fire. Laser blade's nice. You just swing. You hit a very with two legs. You hit very wide area of hits. It's a nice sweeping motion. You can hit things to the left and right at you if you swing it wide enough. Very nice. It's the plus of using the bipeds. The swing is very different compared to using reverse joints where it's kind of a downward like punch animation almost. And then definitely a lot better than the tank tread and tetrapod, which do a weird stabbing animation, which basically makes them kind of useless for using these kind of close range weapons. They're not as useful as using the bipeds and reverse joints. Head, not much of a difference from the beginning one. It's just I just upgraded just for some more defense. Not really much anything else other than that. Camera performance is alright. It's not too good, not too bad. It works for what I need it to do. Core, it's light. It does some decent defense upgrades. It's not too heavy. The chemical energy was too heavy for what I wanted. The thermal energy was way too heavy for what I wanted. This was nice. It had the happy medium of being defensive and at the same time being light compared to the other cores there were. Arms, I went with the Barry Bull variant. Went with it solely for the Bull shoulder unit installable setting. I wanted two shoulder units, double the effectiveness of whatever I chose. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It adds a lot of weight onto my AC, which slows me down a little bit. But at the same time, it had better defenses compared to the regular variant of the AB-107D. The firing stability goes down by 2 points, not much of a difference. The thermal energy defense goes down by 8. Again, not much of a difference to justifying me needing to stay on the regular variant. I'd rather have the defenses as well. I'd rather have the two shoulder units applicable kind of thing. Legs, heavier variant than most of the other kinds of medium bipeds, but at the same time, I did need to sacrifice some speed for defense. I had to make that decision. I didn't want to use these because it lowers my chemical energy defense extremely low. I didn't want that in case I'm going up against an AC that's using chemical energy. it helps to have a little bit of defense in that department. The FCS, I went with a decent range one. It's nice. It's midway between being too close and being too far away. It's there. You can walk on a little bit farther away. It'll help in using scan mode to try and find enemies a lot faster than if you were using a quick lock type, which tends to be really close range. Like this, you'd have to be like right on top of them. For the generators, I went with a balanced type. I've used this one before. It's very useful. It's compared to the other ones, it's not too bad compared to, like, this one has a very low energy output to the point where it's almost touching my energy usage, which is I didn't want to look for. I'd rather use this one. It gives me a lot more energy capacity to work with than this did. The problem is the energy recovery rate isn't that great. As you're looking right here, the energy recovery is the best in this class. It's not the fastest. I'm sure I can find a faster one real quick. Probably the Suzumusha. Yeah, these two are the faster recovering ones, but I'm not using energy weapons. And if I need to recover energy, I'll just go right into scan mode and, to get out of the battle for a couple seconds, rebuild it back up, and then go right back in. Boosters, I went with high power. Get in there real quick, get in there faster than if I was using the low consumptions, and then I can get right out. So I can go into scan mode, get right out of that field if I need to you either recover some energy, or if I'm taking some hits, I can go back and then switch to my rifle, use that for distance. Then we have the recon unit. Not much of a difference from the recon unit. I kind of chose this in the intro video. Didn't really change anything. It's a better operation time. The range basically stays the same. It's not too high. It's not too low. They're basically sitting there just to tell me what the units are. They don't cost anything to repair. They just you can fire out as many as you want, and then that's all. It just uses up some of your energy, and that's the AC. It's great. It's got a lot of ammo. It's got some decent defenses. The mobility is nice. It hits on all the great points I want to use in my AC. It fits my playing style. Shoot a lot of shots downfield, deal as much damage as possible, get in and then get out. Very useful. A very solid type. I recommend using it for a while. Test it out, play with it, maybe change some parts. You don't like the Gatling gun, change it up to something different. Like the heat machine gun I'm using, you want to use one with more fire rate, with more ammo. Switch it up. Do whatever you need to do. Make it your nice playing style that you like to play with. You want to be heavy? Go right ahead. Use heavy. They're nice. You have to sacrifice. Your repair cost is going to be very high, which is going to be hard to get S ranks if you use the heavier defense ones parts as well. Another reason why I don't tend to use them, because I want to try and get S ranks and A ranks, so I use the less repair cost kind of weapons and the different body parts. So this is the AC. I'm going to be using it through much of the campaign. And next episode, I'll go right into the first couple missions. Maybe I'll do 3 in the next video, depending on time restrictions and restraints. So until next time, guys, peace out and have a great day.